Welcome to the Unbecoming You podcast, the only practical spirituality podcast dedicated to the woman who has everything except herself, where audacious, creative, neurodivine women liberate from the endless endeavor of becoming better versions of ourselves and remember that you've always been your own permission slip to be wholly, exquisitely, undeniably you. I'm your host, Kalyani Leela Taylor. If listening to this episode moves you as much as it does me making them, subscribe to join us for every episode. You can't gratitude journal your way out of a wound you refuse to feel. You can't vision board your way out of betrayal you've never voiced. And you sure as hell can't positive think your way out of the lies you've buried beneath all the years of becoming. That's exactly why I created the Burn Journal to Liberation. But it isn't really journaling. Babe, it's reverent rebellion. A sacred revolt against the quote unquote version of you that learned to smile while slowly disappearing. Because there are no versions of you. There's only the sacred you that's always been. And if you've spent your whole life becoming versions of yourself, improving, optimizing, perfecting, this conversation is your exhale. Because sometimes the way home isn't more light. It's the freaking fire that burns what's blocking it. We've been sold a bold-faced lie. Be positive to raise your vibration. Keep your vibration high to be happy. And listen, I love a good affirmation. I love gratitude rituals. And I'm all about intentions. But high vibration positivity becomes performance. It's a role of curated optimism, shiny affirmations. It's this rehearsed, spiritualized version of love and light, quote unquote. But underneath that positivity, it's rage, it's grief, it's resentment. It's the quiet ache of unmet desires that you're afraid to name. If you're a woman who's been the strong one, the steady one, the dependable one, you already know what happens when you swallow your truth long enough. Your body starts telling the truth you refuse to speak. But positivity is not the real issue here. It's that we use positivity to bypass the truth so we can maintain the mask of becoming instead of reclaiming the woman underneath it. She's our one and only true self. So let me tell you a story. And not because it's the whole story, but because it's the crucial part of the story. The moment the truth stopped asking and started demanding. It was March 2020. The world shut down in quarantine. Days and weeks became months of isolation. And everyone's terrified of getting sick and losing work and losing stability. And beneath all that global chaos, my 27-year life partnership had quietly collapsed. But I'm going to be clear, this conversation is not about divorce. The divorce was simply the mirror for me. The moment that showed me what had been true for decades. I had been disappearing inside of my own life. Panic attacks started waking me at 3 a.m. My blood pressure, that was perfect my entire life, suddenly spiked. My body felt like it was holding 1,000 silent screams that had never been voiced. And no amount of my healing spiritual routines lightened the exhaustion I felt down to my bones in the center of my cells. It felt like it was eating away at me. Not my daily meditation, not my daily nature walks, not my everyday clean eating, not even all the years of spiritual practice. Because the pain and grief wasn't just physical. It was energy with nowhere to go. It was the truth trying to break through, trying to break free. The truth that I had spent decades becoming the woman I thought I had to be. The attentive partner, the conscious parent, the positively poised spiritual woman, the emotionally stable neurodivergent human, all while quietly abandoning myself, one microscopic betrayal at a time, with thoughts that I refused to acknowledge, feelings I refused to let be real, emotions I was terrified would take me down a depression spiral, resentment I swallowed, betrayal I intellectualized, and rage I decorated with positivity quotes. And it wasn't about that my marriage had ended. It was about that I had abandoned myself long before it did. And one night, mid panic, mid spiraling, that turned to mid awareness, I grabbed an old journal and I let everything spill out. I wasn't trying to be wise or more spiritual or high vibe about it this time around. My body needed somewhere to put the truth before it collapsed under the weight of holding it all in. So I wrote. I wrote the thoughts I hated, the feelings I judged, the emotions I feared would swallow me whole. I wrote words I would never speak aloud to anyone, sometimes not even myself. The sentences I wasn't proud of, the rage I didn't want to admit lived in me, the heartbreak, the how did I get here, the I'm not enough, the I'm so damn tired of holding it all together. I scrawled illegible words and ugly cried for hours that turned into days of release and relief. And when the pages were full, I burned the whole damn journal. And as I watched the fire burn the journal and dissolve into ash, I realized I didn't need more affirmations. I needed liberation. I needed a place to put the truth. I needed fire to burn the freaking lies that were destroying me, smile by smile, sacrifice by sacrifice, self-abandonment by self-abandonment. Because let's be honest, no one includes scream into a pillow and write swear words in all caps in their morning routine. There's no pink planner with a to-do list of emotional exorcism, breathe, drink my matcha. But truly, those unfiltered, unglamorous moments, they're going to save more lives than green juice ever will. We've tried to make healing look so aesthetic, so curated, and so pretty that we forget. Sometimes the most spiritual thing we can do is freaking ugly cry onto the pages and let our pen say all the things that we don't allow our lips to. And although I call it the burn journal to liberation, it isn't really journaling. It's not a reflection practice. It's not a gratitude list. It's not about rewriting your story or manifesting your higher self through what you write in the journal. And it isn't a cutesy burn ceremony where you write 3 sentences on a slip of paper and then ask the universe to do the rest. And poof, all is aligned and beautiful. This is a raw, sacred practice of liberation because everything is energy. And energy that isn't expressed becomes suppressed. And suppressed energy becomes anxiety, dysregulation, insomnia, brain fog, panic attacks, mystery body aches, self-doubt, self-abandonment, literally whole body exhaustion, followed by emotional shutdown. And it's that something's wrong with me feeling that never seems to leave you. The burn journal is where you full body express all those sharp emotions, your unfiltered feelings, your I shouldn't think this, your I'm afraid to admit this, your if anyone knew I felt this way. There's no editing, no performing, and no spiritualizing. The burn journal is designed to give that energy an exit. You let your thoughts hit the page before they hit your health. You let your emotions move before they calcify. And you let your body speak in ink so it doesn't have to scream through symptoms. We don't formulate it. We don't reread it. We don't analyze it. We don't judge it. We just purge it. We embrace and express all of it. And then we burn it. I call it rebellion with a pen, alchemy with a match. And it's absolutely the most sacred way of unbecoming everything you were never meant to carry. Because beneath all the noise of childhood wounds, rage, resentment, self-doubt, betrayal, etc., you name your poison in that burn journal, remains the woman who has been waiting for the room to breathe again. She doesn't need you to fix her. She just needs you to free her. So the next time you feel that tightness squeeze your chest, the lump in your throat holding back the tears, the unexplainable I feel out of sorts today feeling, or the utter exhaustion simply from holding it all together, grab your burn journal to liberation. And if you don't have one already, the link will be in the description of this episode. And write the heavy thoughts that you're thinking. Write the feelings you're judging. Write the emotions you're trying to outrun. Write the truth your body already knows. It's time to let your hand move faster than your fear. Let your pen release what your nervous system has been gripping. And I want you to keep writing until something softens, until you feel the shift, until you feel the spark of your true self returning. And when the journal is full, whether that's hours or days, burn it. And I want you to stand there watching it and let the flames take the lies, the I'm too much, the I'm not enough, I should have done better. Again, you get to name your poison. And let the ash do what affirmations never could and never will. And no amount of positive thinking either. Because this isn't about becoming the higher version of yourself, woman. This is about remembering the divine badass woman you've always been. Under the roles, the masks, the rules, the expectations, and the self-betrayals. She's been so graciously waiting for space, waiting for truth, and waiting for you. Your rage isn't wrong. Your grief isn't a glitch. Your darkness isn't your downfall. It's actually your doorway. You were never designed to bypass your pain. You were designed to move through it, guided by the divine intelligence that creates galaxies and planets and all of life, including you. I want you to write what you haven't been able to say. Burn what you were never meant to carry. And let that fire return you to the solid ground of your own being. Because what I learned is that the unraveling wasn't my life falling apart. The unraveling was me disappearing, smile by smile, sacrifice by sacrifice, self-abandonment by self-abandonment. The fire didn't destroy me. It restored me, and it will restore you too. You're not here to become someone better. You're here to remember the woman you already are and love, honor, and celebrate her so fiercely that anything untrue burns away in her presence. Welcome home, beautiful. You're exactly on time. And that, my friend, is a soul-scribed mic drop of this episode of Unbecoming You. Wrapped in resonance, ready for reflection. A full exhale until next time. If you're ready to let go of the roles, the rules, and the residue, the Burn Journal to Liberation is waiting for you. No more self-improvement, only self-liberation. Write and burn your way home to the sacred imprints of yourself you never intended to abandon, buried beneath the becoming. Grab it at kalyanitaylor.com. Thanks for sharing this magical, messy, and meaningful journey with me. If listening to this episode moved you as much as it does me making them, subscribe to join us for every episode. And I'd love it if you give the podcast your honest rating and review and share it on your socials.